Two men on the run from the law, trying to find work during the Great Depression. Good evening, and tonight we will be discussing Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. Steinbeck was born in Salinas, California on February 27th, 1902. He went to Stanford University, where he dropped out in 1925. In 1930, he met marine biologist Ed Ricketts and established a lifelong friendship. In 1937, he published Of Mice and Men and won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1962. The backstory of Mice and Men is based on Steinbeck's own experience with migrant farm workers as a teenager. The title of Mice and Men is taken from Robert Burns' poem To a Mouse. Of Mice and Men has been a frequent target of censors for vulgarity and what some consider offensive and racist language. The characters of Mice and Men are George Milton, Lenny Small, Candy, Slim, Curly, Curly's wife, Crooks, Candy's dog, Carlson the boss, and Wit. The plot of Mice and Men follows the two migrant workers, George Milton and Lenny Small, as they find work at a farm. After finding work, they are approached by Curly, the boss's small, aggressive son, who dislikes Lenny for his large size. In spite of this problem, their dream of owning a farm leaps into reality when Candy offers to pitch in $350 with George and Lenny so that they can buy a farm at the end of the month. George now feels relaxed and leaves Lenny behind while he goes into town. Lenny and Crooks start talking to one another when Curly's wife approaches them and threatens Crooks. The next day, Lenny kills his puppy while stroking it. Curly's wife enters the barn and tries to speak to Lenny, admitting that her dream of becoming a movie star is broken. After finding out Lenny's habits of petting nice things, she offers to let him stroke her hair, but panics and screams when she feels his strength. Lenny becomes frightened and unintentionally breaks her neck. George hurries to find Lenny, hoping he will be at the meeting place they designated in case they got into trouble. George meets Lenny at this place, a camping spot, before they came to the ranch. The two sit together and George retells the beloved story of their dream, knowing it's something they will never share. He then euthanizes Lenny by shooting him. Here we have Lenny and George of Mice and Men, the film adaptation from 1992. Now we will explore two themes of the novel or novella. Two possible themes are the predatory nature of human existence and fraternity and the ideal male friendship. All the characters feel loneliness and isolation, and in spite of this, they still attack those characters that are weaker than them and prey on other people's loneliness. Another theme is fraternity and the ideal male friendship. Crooks is sold on George and Lenny's idea to live on a farm, and he is so sold that he decides to pitch in money. Now please take out a separate piece of paper and number it 1 through 10, answering these questions true or false. Please bring the sheet tomorrow to class. After finishing your quiz, you will have two activities due tomorrow in class. The first activity examines the relationship between George and Lenny. Write a paragraph about why the two men need each other. In addition, I would also like you to create a list of 10 famous pairings throughout history. Write a 2-sentence summary for each pair on your list, identifying one in the pair as George and the other as Lenny. Activity 2 will be discussing the Great Depression. I would like you to research 3 stories from the Great Depression and find 3 pictures from the Great Depression. You can Google the stories, find news videos on YouTube, and look up books at the library.